On Google Earth, I was looking for future places to explore when I saw this shape on top of this rock tower. I wonder what it really looked like. It seems odd, right? Like, is it just the shape of this rock or what? Well, enough talking about it. Let's go see what it is. On this particular day of my visit, this was the last thing on my list to see. So that is why I just flew my drone to see it before hiking there. As my drone is getting closer to it, I begin to see some things that make me think there is a lot more going on at this rock tower than I originally realized. Like at the base of this rock tower, I can see a lot of rocks that circle around here on this left side. These rocks don't seem like they were eroded off from the tower, but rather they were brought in, because they are all about the same size and shape. And then at the very top, I can see almost like an outline of stacked rocks on the edges. As my drone is circling, I see something I did not expect. Do you see it? This appears to be a ruin. Just look at the stacked rocks here and the fallen down structural walls here. I am just in shock at this point, and it makes me wonder what all this was for. What else do you see? Well, I see this thing over here. But don't worry, I'll come back to this later. It's becoming more and more clear that this rock tower was used anciently. And I know what you're thinking. Jeff, there is no possible way you can know this by just flying a drone. And I would say, you're absolutely right. But I've seen things like this on many of my other trips. Do you recall the interesting shape I initially stumbled upon using Google Earth, which motivated me to journey out here? Well, we are about to see what that really was. Let me know your thoughts, but I think it's just the darker colored part of the rock. So maybe this was the least exciting part of the trip, but we can see a few layers of stacked rocks around the edges of the top part of this tower. I don't know for sure, but these could have been built up higher to act as defensive positions or even hunting blinds. So right now, I'm just going slow to make sure I didn't miss anything in the front before I fly around again. Was there something here? It looks like this area was built up with rocks and dirt. What do you think? This is where it gets even more interesting. As I was viewing this side of the tower, I saw this long flat rock stretching from one side to the other. I can't exactly tell how long this is. Was this put here in the last 100 years or so by ranchers so they could see what was on top? Or was this put here by the people who originally made these buildings? This might be a remnant of a very short, ancient stone bridge people would use to gain access to the top. We may never know for sure, but this path here looks like the only way to the tower top, without using a ladder, of course. It seems strange since the distance from here to here doesn't seem to warrant a bridge of any kind. But to be sure, I would of course need to hike there and see it in person. Remember this from earlier? This could be just a simple stacked rock tower that has crumbled a bit. There are many examples of these all over the Southwest. Of course, there are some that are very large. Others are small. When encountering a place like this, I always think about several questions. Who are the builders? Considering that nearby ruins are attributed to the ancestral Pueblo, could they also be responsible for these structures? What motivated them to build here? Were there accessible water sources in the vicinity? Did this location offer proximity to deer, bighorn sheep, and other game that would pass through? When were they constructed? The dating of the neighboring ruins places them around 1,000 years ago. Might these ruins share the same time frame? What might these structures have been designed for? Could they have functioned as ancient hunting blinds, where people would climb to the top and wait for animals to pass by? Or could they have served as defensive fortifications, providing shelter from potentially hostile groups? By now, it was getting late and time to head home. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.